In the depths of history's tapestry, one enigmatic figure rises above all others, weaving a spellbinding tale of power, passion, and treachery. Her name? Cleopatra, the Egyptian queen who danced along the razor's edge of destiny, forever intertwined with the untamed currents of the mighty Roman Empire. With an intellect as captivating as her charisma, Cleopatra possessed a command of language, politics, and philosophy that surpassed even the most astute minds of her era. Yet beneath the glimmering veneer of her grandeur lies a veil of secrecy, veiling the truth of her ultimate demise. What brought the queen's vibrant existence to a shadowy close? Was it the lethal venomous kiss of a serpent, or did a concealed poison silently embrace her, drawing the final curtain on her life? Welcome back to the DetectiVerse, where we travel to the realm of brooding mysteries, dark enigmatic tales, and solved and unsolved crimes from all corners of time and space. Join us as we delve into the annals of history, as we embark on a journey to unveil the secrets of Cleopatra's demise, a tale that transcends time and imagination. This is the story of a queen whose legend remains etched in the sands of time, waiting to be deciphered. Cleopatra's life unfolded against the backdrop of Alexandria, where she was born in 69 BC and eventually met her end. The legacy of her Macedonian Greek lineage spanned over 3 centuries of Egyptian rule. Cleopatra's education was nothing short of comprehensive. Fluent in 7 languages, she mastered the realms of politics, literature, and philosophy. Her keen intellect and strategic acumen earned her a reputation as one of her era's eminent intellectuals. The mystery deepens when her family history is examined. While suicide wasn't a pattern within her kin, a history marked by violence and treachery painted a different picture. Cleopatra's forceful and resolute disposition doesn't align easily with the narrative of her surrender and self-inflicted demise. At the tender age of 18, Cleopatra assumed the throne, joined by her 10-year-old brother, Ptolemy XIII. Though the plan was to rule as co-monarchs, Cleopatra harbored no intentions of sharing her dominion with her younger sibling. Before long, Ptolemy XIII's life was cut short, a fate that befell several of Cleopatra's siblings. The suspicion lingered that she might have played a hand in the demise of more than one of her family members, hinting at a steely ambition driving her actions. Amid the shadows of suspicion, Cleopatra embarked on a high-stakes game, seeking refuge within the Roman Empire's grasp to escape the looming accusations of foul play. Her liaison with Julius Caesar, etched in history's pages, bore fruit in the form of a son. As fate took a turn with Caesar's assassination in 44 BC, Cleopatra's affections shifted to Mark Antony, seizing control during the power vacuum that ensued, pitting him against Caesar's legal heir, Gaius Julius Caesar Octavianus, also known as Octavian. Following their defeat in the Battle of Actium, Antony and Cleopatra sought refuge in Alexandria. From this vantage point, they witnessed their former allies and supporters flock to Octavian's camp. As Stacy Schiff vividly described in her 2010 biography of Cleopatra, the couple dissolved their extravagant Society of Inimitable Livers and established a new group named Companions to the Death. In haste, Cleopatra ordered the construction of a 2-story mausoleum within the grounds of her palace, adjacent to a temple honoring her divine counterpart, the goddess Isis. By the closing days of July in 30 BC, the forces of Octavian had encircled Alexandria. Cleopatra retreated to her newly erected mausoleum. In the shadow of a rumor that she had died, Antony, racked with despair, took his own life by plunging a sword into his own body. His loyal followers carried his lifeless body to Cleopatra, where he drew his final breath in her embrace. The pages of Plutarch narrate a clandestine warning delivered to Cleopatra by a member of Octavian's retinue, an ominous message foretelling Octavian's imminent departure for Rome, along with Cleopatra and her children. Sequestered within the walls of the mausoleum, Cleopatra, accompanied by her 2 faithful maidservants, Iris and Charmian, took refuge from the unfolding storm, sending a note to Octavian, who had taken residence in Alexandria, possibly within the confines of her own palace. Cleopatra's words bore a request to be laid to rest beside her beloved Antony. Octavian's response was swift. His men broke down the door of the mausoleum, revealing a bitter tableau. Cleopatra lay motionless upon a golden couch, her two companions in life now silent and still by her side. At the age of 39, Cleopatra's story reached its final chapter. However, mystery shrouds Cleopatra's final moments. Her personal physician, Olympos, immortalized by Plutarch, offers no definitive cause of death, nor does he explicitly mention the venomous embrace of an asp or the deadly bite of an Egyptian cobra. However, according to the prevailing theory about Cleopatra's death, she met her end through the bite of a venomous snake, perhaps an asp or an Egyptian cobra. This form of self-inflicted death carries a poetic resonance, as the asp symbolized royalty in Egyptian culture, while the cobra held a connection to Cleopatra's beloved goddess, Isis. However, modern Egyptologists raise valid points that cast doubt on this theory. Cobras were generally substantial creatures, often reaching 5 to 8 feet in length, far too large to be concealed within a basket of figs, as the story suggests. Moreover, not all snake bites are fatal, and those that do prove deadly typically exact a slow and agonizing toll, making it challenging to reconcile Cleopatra and her maid's rapid demise with the narrative's timeline. In light of these inconsistencies, alternate explanations emerge. Some scholars propose that Cleopatra might have chosen a more immediate and efficient method of self-inflicted demise, drinking a lethal herbal blend or applying a toxic ointment, as suggested by the ancient historian Strabo, could have delivered a quicker and surer end, fitting with the short span of time between Cleopatra's note to Octavian and the discovery of her lifeless form. A 2010 proposition by German historian Christoph Schaefer adds another layer to this discourse. Schaefer, drawing from his exploration of ancient texts and collaboration with a toxicologist, posits that Cleopatra might have ingested a fatal combination of hemlock, wolfsbane, and opium. But what did Cleopatra do before her passing? In her twilight hours, Cleopatra took a fateful step to secure her legacy. She sent her son, Caesarion, crowned Ptolemy XV, for a fleeting 18 days to the distant lands of Upper Egypt. Perhaps she harbored dreams of his escape to the sanctuary of Nubia, Ethiopia, or even the mysterious lands of India, far from the encroaching shadows of danger. But destiny's threads were woven differently. In the culmination of a heart-wrenching tale, Caesarion met a tragic fate. Captured and extinguished at the behest of Octavian, the echoes of his life were silenced on the 29th of August, 30 BC. The decision to erase a rival heir's presence was inked with the counsel of the wise Alexandrian Greek philosopher Arius Didymus. He cautioned that a world could not comfortably bear the weight of two heirs to Julius Caesar's mantle. And so, the chapters of Cleopatra and Caesarion's lives came to a resolute close, marking not only the end of the Ptolemaic dynasty's reign over Egypt, but also the twilight of the Hellenistic epoch, an era that had flourished since the reign of the indomitable Alexander the Great. With Cleopatra and her son's passing, the tapestry of Egypt's governance underwent a massive transformation. The Roman Empire, burgeoning and unstoppable, absorbed Egypt into its domain, shaping it into a province within its vast expanse. Octavian, now reborn as Augustus in 27 BC, ascended to the seat of the first Roman emperor. Yet the stage was shrouded in complexity, for while the rule was draped in imperial glory, the facade of the Roman Republic retained its place in the grand theater of governance. The mystery surrounding Cleopatra's death remained a subject of scarce mention and lively discourse during the early modern period. In 1646, Thomas Brown, in his work Pseudodoxia Epidemica, expressed the uncertainty veiling Cleopatra's departure from the world. The very depictions that showed her succumbing to the venomous kiss of small snakes, Brown argued, failed to capture the true form of the land asp, a serpent of substantial size. Leaping forward to 1717, anatomist Giovanni Battista Morgagni initiated a playful yet insightful exchange of letters with papal physician Giovanni Maria Lancisi. The literary dialogue glimpsed in Morgagni's 1761 De Sedibus and later published as epistles in his 1764 Opera Omnia delved into Cleopatra's cause of death. Morgagni stood firm in asserting a snake's venom as the likely culprit, rebuffing Lancisi's theory of venom consumption due to the absence of such references in ancient Greco-Roman writings. Lancisi, in turn, defended his perspective, dismissing the embellishments of Roman poets as unreliable narrators. The Chronicles of 1777 echo Morgagni's stance, with physician Jean Goulin rallying behind the notion of a snakebite as Cleopatra's fate. Yet modern scholars have peeled back the layers of uncertainty. Roller, a modern-day scholar, illuminates the serpentine tapestry woven into Egyptian mythology. Nonetheless, he casts a shadow over the tale of the venomous serpent's lethal bite, questioning the plausibility of smuggling a formidable Egyptian cobra into Cleopatra's inner sanctum and ensuring its cooperation in her script. Roller further suggests that the venom's lethality hinges on its injection into a critical part of the body. Egyptologist Wilhelm Spiegelberg wades into the debate, suggesting Cleopatra's chosen exit befits her royal status, with the asp embodying the Uraeus, the sacred serpent of Ra, the ancient Egyptian sun god. The method of Gedanken study, known for its thought experiments, has been used extensively to delve into the plausibility of the events surrounding Cleopatra's death. Through various hypothetical scenarios, scholars have shed light on the reality behind this mysterious historical incident, leading to a deeper understanding of her final moments. Cleopatra's mausoleum was situated near the palace where Octavian resided in Alexandria, Egypt. According to the story, Cleopatra wrote a farewell note within the mausoleum, which a guard then delivered to Octavian. In this account, Cleopatra is said to have clasped a venomous snake, an asp, and suffered a fatal bite. This narrative, set against the backdrop of ancient Alexandria, has contributed to Cleopatra's lasting intrigue. However, there are aspects that raise doubt about the accuracy of this tale. The timeline presents challenges, as the guard's journey to deliver the note and return wouldn't match the hours typically needed for the venom to take effect. Additionally, medical experts suggest that the venom's lethality might be overstated, with only a portion typically injected in one bite, potentially improving Cleopatra's chances of survival. Another element to consider is a carving in the temple file, which depicts Isis with a snake. As Cleopatra was often associated with Isis, this image hints at a connection between Cleopatra's fate and the symbolic serpent. One intriguing theory proposes that Octavian might have orchestrated Cleopatra's demise as a strategic move to cement his authority over the Roman Empire. With Octavian asserting his influence in the West and Mark Antony commanding the East, it's suggested that Octavian saw Cleopatra as a pawn in his political chess game. By manipulating her, he might have triggered a conflict that served his quest for dominance. This interpretation paints a calculated portrait of Octavian, positioning Cleopatra's death as part of his grand design to seize control across the empire. Historical accounts hint at Octavian's desire to humiliate Cleopatra, although the veracity of these claims is clouded by the reliability of Octavian's own memoirs. During this period, Cleopatra's son, Caesarion, was perceived as a potential threat to Rome's interests. Cleopatra, sensing danger, sent him away to Ethiopia for safety, but Octavian's arrival in Alexandria led to a tragic fate for Caesarion at the hands of his forces. Some scholars propose an alternate perspective, that Octavian orchestrated the death of both Cleopatra and her son, allowing him to consolidate his power over the empire. This notion gains weight from the circumstances surrounding Cleopatra's demise. Her lifeless body was discovered alongside two of her maids, suggesting a possible scenario of foul play rather than voluntary suicide. However, contemporary studies have steered the narrative in a different direction. Christoph Schaefer, a German historian and professor, offers an intriguing alternative. He points to ancient papyri that highlight the Egyptians' knowledge of poisons and Cleopatra's experimentation with them. Schaefer believes Cleopatra might have chosen a deadly concoction containing opium, wolfsbane, and hemlock. This possibility, though, leaves room for further speculation. Could this poison have been administered by someone else, rather than being Cleopatra's own choice? In the absence of a definitive account, Cleopatra's end stands as an enigma that has invited conjecture, exploration, and speculation across generations. As the sands of time settle over the story of Cleopatra's death, the mystery endures, inviting us to ponder the truth within the shadows. Was it a venomous snake's bite, or a potential cocktail of herbs that sealed her fate? Did Octavian orchestrate her end, or merely witness the final act? As we tread through the pages of history, the enigma of Cleopatra's last moments beckons us to reflect on the complex interplay of power, ambition, and identity. What secrets lay nestled within that fateful mausoleum, and will we ever uncover the answers that remain hidden? The truth may remain elusive, but the tale of Cleopatra's demise continues to intrigue, leaving us to explore the realms of possibility and imagination.